So let's segue. Let's talk about some best practices and tips to implement an effective live content strategy. I'll kick it off. First, consistency is key, right? So regularity allows you to build your audience, grow your audience. Predictability in the timing, in the format, you start to build audience expectations, and it encourages participation. Knowing which questions to ask, understanding the calls to action and everything, and their role in this two-way live conversation. One of our customers, AMC Theaters, does an excellent branded show, right? Which I'm raising now just because they do, again, from a consistency level, they include, first off, the weekly show that they do, it features new releases, movie news, interviews, everything that, fans of movies and even beyond those fans, right, should be interested in heading into the weekend, right? So it's our movie update. But in these, they've really embedded a consistent way of branding, consistent calls to action that they're driving with the audience. And it's been really effective for them. So that's just a great example of the AMC Thursday ticket. So, how can you be consistent? There's a few tricks. Create an editorial calendar, right? When you're starting out, plan your first 3 to 4 weeks of live broadcasts, right? So that helps you plan ahead. It lets you build that cadence that you're looking to build here, because we know that helps make your strategy effective. When you're beginning, right, it's important to recognize that you're going to be figuring things out along the way in that early period. So don't plan necessarily too far out, but give yourself some runway, right, with your broadcast dates on the calendar that allow you to then plan around it. And once you feel comfortable in your rhythm, you can really start to promote your schedule, so that, again, setting that audience expectation, they know when to tune in.
Yeah, I mean, John makes a great point there. And I think for me, the most important tip for everybody is just be real. We've discussed, one of the distinctive qualities and advantages of live video is that it tends to favor authenticity. It's in the moment, it's real. So it's important that you do that too. It's helpful to think of online video as a relative of social media style content. So think like Snapchat and Instagram, Facebook stories, that sort of stuff, where people make quick videos themselves that are direct, immediate, and very authentic, and push that out into the world. As a format, online live video allows you, for your brand, to be more unfiltered and direct than any other format. So you should lean into that, really embrace that real format, embrace authenticity, communicate how normal people talk, and don't worry about being perfect. I can't stress that enough. Working with everybody, just go live is better than worrying about being perfect. It allows your brand to show its human side, makes you more relatable and personal, and it boosts your brand affinity. A couple of best tips. Have an outline of the points you want to discuss, but not a script. And that's a very important differentiation to make. The subjects should know their material so that they're comfortable speaking off the cuff. So, subject matter experts, people who are discussing this stuff on a regular basis, but don't over rehearse, because then they're gonna get away from the authenticity and just be reading off a memorized script. And finally, because live video allows your audience to ask questions or present ideas, you can even use their feedback as prompts, which creates more authenticity and increases engagement in your platform. So huge.
Exactly. And beyond that, I think it's important to be able to communicate with your audience and also be really flexible. So a big part of being live and going live is having the flexibility, both just, here specifically in a broadcast, but more generally with the strategy itself. As Jordan discussed, live is actually about that authenticity. It's not really all about the perfection piece. So what it really means is that each broadcast is going to be different and organic. It's going to be more of a conversation, and you really need to be able to lean into that. And it's going to help shape the strategy from there as well, just continuing to be flexible. So it's always important to understand the opportunities that you have when it comes to being able to speak live and with your audience. And you're going to learn how to improve time over time. You're going to be able to kind of lean in, get your best practices, and also be able to kind of strategize how you want to go from there and how you can improve.
That's great. I totally agree. Yeah. So it's be consistent, be real, be flexible. Right, 3 key principles of an effective live strategy, an effective live approach.